Good news, everyone! I have returned. But yeah, part 2 of Managa, once again. Technically a revamp, because, well, I did a first version, so this is the updated version. Like I did with the previous video, it's linked, little tag. So if you want to see how bad it was compared to this, go check it out. But anyway, let's just get into it. So, every region needs an early normal type, the quick, easy, you see it, oh, we can work with that. And well, same here. Starting with Xiao, a shy, meow, Mao, because it's an Egyptian Mao. That part actually is important for the evolution, not so much this form. Now, why a shy cat? Well, I mean, you saw the bit, komican'tcommunicate. Very popular, at least the character, so... And quite a few depictions have her with cat ears, so a shy cat checks out. And also how cats can be kind of skittish around new people, because compared to dogs, cats are basically still just wild animals, so not only does this kind of take a bit from cat behavior, but also from the character it's based on. So, though, of course, once it evolves, we get to play with the other aspect. Now, a normal psychic type, Psy-Cow, is psychic, Mao, because Egyptian Mao, but also Psych-Out, Psy-Cow. They sound similar because the entire point of komican'tcommunicate is that she cannot communicate. I know, groundbreaking. But basically, she doesn't know how to, convey her emotions well. So, sometimes people get psyched out, Psych-Out, Psy-Cow. But also, Egyptian Mao, it plays on Egyptian cat statues, which some of them definitely do bear a resemblance. And specifically, back to Egyptian culture, there is a parasite known as Toxoplasma gondii, which has been found in ancient Egyptian mummies. And basically, it's theorized that when this parasite enters a human, they cause said human to like owning cats. So, a psychic type that can't really communicate, just doing it psychically because it doesn't really want to talk. I felt that pretty well. I just said pit pretty well, didn't I? Or did I imagine that? And since it's Egyptian, it has some Egyptian little things with it. Namely, on the tail, it's got another eye, but it's an eye pattern, and it's got the swirl. I think it's Eye of Horus? I think? Oh, I really need to remember, but it's been a while. I'm a little rusty on my Egyptian mythology and hieroglyphs. Sorry, okay? I don't use it in everyday life. But yeah, it's your basic early normal type. Nothing too special aside from its typing. I just think it's very interesting. Now, much like the regional normal type, we need a regional bird. And I didn't use the protagonist of the series for this one, Drama Chick, a dramatic chick. Trust me, it makes more sense later. But they are based on Tokoyami from My Hero. And this line is all about drama, being dramatic. Because Tokoyami looks like a crow, and he does his whole revelry in the dark thing. Very dramatic. And crows kind of do fit into that pretty well, so. It's just pure flying type, but come on, you can guess. Let's be honest. Anyway, it then evolves into Fledgeful, a dreadful fledgling. Basically, fledgling bird ready to leave the nest. And it's dreadful because, oh, woe is me. The crow has appeared, a sign of more sorrow. Like, crows are always kind of associated with sort of dark stuff, even though they're quite intelligent, but, whenever you hear a horror movie track, there's probably at least one crow caw in there somewhere. And it now adopts the dark type, because, it's based on dramatic actions and actors and, basically the entire concept of, crows being seen as, not really evil, but, malevolent, a sign of ill intention or ill happenings in films. And also, it's developing its own style. Get it? Though, what is an actor without an audience? which leads us to Night Dice, which is night and paradise. Night because, dark and all that, but paradise because while also pulling from corvids, it also pulls from birds of paradise. It let me add Dark Shadow in there, but in a reasonable way. It's also, by doing this, kind of meant to invoke that Shakespeare holding the skull thing. It's got the big dramatic collar, too, from the Shakespeare era. It's got the dramatic looking over the shoulder. This entire line is just heavily based on actors, as well as poets and poetry and the role that corvids have played in fiction, which I felt kinda did fit Tokoyami because he's a crow that goes, "Revelry in the dark." Also, there's a small bit of a moon motif, which is just to really play up the night aspect of oh, it's dark, spooky, scary. Also, it just adds a nice splash of color that the design kind of needed.
I'll be dying first. Let me see your best shot.
To round out the early route, the bug type, Larvoy, a larval decoy. It's not exactly unheard of for animals to mimic other things, and caterpillars and larvae are no exception. In fact, there is the corpse caterpillar, which hide in spider webs by basically taking discarded insect parts and using silk, fusing it to them, basically making a cocoon out of bug corpses in a spider web so they don't have to worry about getting targeted. Honestly, it is wild. And corpse caterpillar, the fact it kind of looks like a finger, yeah, it's Jujutsu Kaisen. But instead of pretending to be a finger, this one pretends to be rubber. Because let's be honest, who wants to eat rubber? I don't think there's an animal that likes to eat rubber and would prefer it. It has to be the equivalent of just chewing on really, really bad tasting gum. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. Pure bug type. Next up is Stalkoon, a stalking cocoon that is also litter. It just sits and waits among other scraps, waiting to ambush its prey, which are often the bird Pokemon that come up by it. But come on, type matchup doesn't matter if you're jumping someone. Also, the little face mask kind of thing, not only is it meant to, cover it, but also, I think it's Inumaki? The dude that talks in sushi ingredients. I just really like the style and I wanted to adapt it. Still, pure bug. Then finally is Hopter, a hopping predator, because it's based on the Brazilian tree hopper, which looks pretty darn similar to With This Sacred Treasure I Summon. However, I also decided to take some inspiration from the Yutja, which are, predators, because come on, I'm not gonna pass up that opportunity. Also, its whole ambush thing and predators being able to turn invisible, I felt it worked. And the little thing on its back, weather vanes, I took some inspiration from there and made it a sensory organ. Senses when air moves, senses movement, and when it knows prey is beneath it, it jumps down to target it. It goes from something scared mimicking litter so it can remain hidden, to something that waits among that litter to ambush its prey because it can't fight it head on, to now just directly being the predator fighting its prey. It goes from prey to predator, which I think works well. Still pure bug type because there's nothing wrong with pure lines. Every once in a while they're pretty neat to see. Well, that's about it for today. Anyway, this is Jay, signing away. Forever and always. Bye-bye.